Hello, mortals. If I've learned anything from the internet, it's that you humans would swim in Asmongold's 8-week-old bathwater if it meant you could have a crumb of clout. Some of you would do it for free. Not that you need to or anything, because lucky for us, Final Fantasy XIV players are born superior to other gamers. Or at least better than those filthy WoW players, as YouTube likes to remind me every single night. But in this world of numbers, we have to ask ourselves,
she's so unapologetic. I love it.
Who has the most clout? Who is cloudier than the rest? The cloudiest of them all, if you will. But that's an easy question to answer, because secretly, we all know only the best of the best jobs should be played, regardless of how much you like their playstyle or how fun it is to you, because the meta is the means by which all is revealed. Yeah.
I love how when you start Final Fantasy, most people were just gonna be like, oh, just have fun. Just pick the job that you like, that you enjoy, that you have fun with, that is simple enough, that you're gonna enjoy. Don't worry about the damage. Each Final Fantasy job can do plenty of damage. They can, be the top DPS in a raid, and then you're just like, whoa, I'm gonna go play my blue mage, or whatever, and you reach the end game and people are like, when you want to raid Savage, you're gonna have to be one of these three things if you wanna, DPS or this tank or this healer or whatever. I love the fact that she's blown up. She has such good videos.
If you never step foot into Ultimate or Savage, you should still make it your personal mission to run to the Balance, Reddit, or the YouTube comment section to make fun of people who play beta jobs. And if you want to know where you stand, then keep watching, because I'm gonna put your jobs in the ultimate tier list. Only the best of the best may have a chance to throw it back into the sweet, sweet lap of our Lord and Savior, Yoshi P. Cringe YouTuber reminds you to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to sacrifice a ponytail cat girl to our Lord Beelzebub about once a day. Okay, so...
Oh! Ouch.
The devs work really hard on every job that isn't a healer, but we all know which job they put their whole devussy into. And yeah, it's Reaper. DPS and utility so good, it replaced the entire healer role at expansion launch. It's
the Reaper Heidelin weapon is so out of place, it's not even funny, but it's gorgeous. You just kind of want to make all of your Reaper gear, sacrifice its edginess and just kind of, go along with the weapon.
Utility so good, it replaced the entire healer role at expansion launch. It's their new child, the youngest of the bunch, which you can tell by the way it's extremely problematic and overtuned. But rather than taking their toys away, they kind of rolled their eyes and said, okay, we'll give the other job some extra toys, or whatever. In Yoshi P's will, he wrote that Reaper will receive his mansion, Monk will get his entire savings account, Samurai will get his car, and Ninja will get the coin collection he started in 1992 but stopped adding on to in 1993. And if you're wondering where Dragoon factors into that equation, they don't. They've been disowned, and they wear that shit like it's a badge of honor, which means Dragoon is B tier. B for belongs to no bitch. But anyway, Reaper is S tier for stop overriding my arcane circle with your own, or I will come to your home in the middle of the night and I'll make you the star of my new film titled One Man, One Jar, the Remix. Monk would also be S tier because they can punch and kick the ever-loving shit out of you.
Okay, is Monk actually good? In ENDWALKER, I've been a bit curious about Monk, not because of damage, but, well, it's the roleplay that I'm personally interested in.
But they do it with complete calm and zen. Like, they use a meditation stacks mid-fight. They're beating your ass with a straight face, not breaking a sweat. In tune with the energy of the universe and Buddha the entire time. They've never thrown their controller in a rage before.
Oh, I love that. I love that top so much. I use it as my dancer. I completely slipped in my mind that that can be used by other jobs as well, and also that it can be used by males. That is some weird looking top.
It's the power of their mind alone to control their character. The conclusion of the ENDWALKER story proves that Monk is the canon job, but their weapons are ugly.
No, it definitely looks better on B. Sorry.
And as glamour is the end game that renders all other factors meaningless in the eyes of the Final Fantasy XIV community. C tier for cringe weapons. Paladin, you were supposed to be the 6.0 favorite, but DPS-wise, your sword felt more like a toothpick.
Oh, she put us in like the kids' swimming pool. Feels bad, man.
At expansion launch, which I think is a metaphor for another one of your body parts. That's right. Your arms, human. You really need to start lifting. And no, lifting the body pillow of your waifu or husbando does not count as exercise. If you don't start working on yourself, one day your little brother warrior will finally consume you whole, Attack on Titan style, and your job will be deleted from the game code.
Have you guys seen Attack on Titan? I've seen like the first 3 seasons, but I have every intention of rewatching it and just like watching the whole thing. It's such a good anime. I don't even know why I stopped.
The devs will pretend it never even existed. I give this B tier for based, but
Aw.
beta. Now, Astrologian, it's
Aw, that's
absolutely
cute glamour.
S tier, because this game is all about the fun of pushing buttons, and Astrologian pushes so many fucking buttons.
I have to admit, I love the multitasking nature of Astrologian mains. I didn't used to appreciate it, but now I do.
They call it a time mage because you spend a lot of time trying to learn this job, and in line with healer masochism, they have made sure
Time mage.
you will fail. If you think you're good at Astrologian, you're not. If you have a pink barse for Astrologian, no you don't. That isn't real. You can't lie to me. FFLogs just tells you that to make you feel better about yourself. Believing you would mean I just suck at Astrologian on a personal level, and I will never accept failure in a video game. B tier for basically unplayable. Gunbreaker is really hard to place because they're so much better than everyone else while simultaneously being garbage. They do press a lot of buttons just like Astrologian, but while Astro struggles to press buttons, Gunbreaker actively wishes they had more buttons to press. They fantasize about buttons, and every night they imagine what their job would be like with even more buttons. They think button bloat is just a term invented by casuals who don't understand the ecstasy that was continuation in Shadowbringers. If you're gonna call it button bloat, then remember that Gunbreaker has an inflation kink, babe.
Oh no.
S tier for sir. Please more buttons to drift continuation with, I'm begging you. Trick attack is a pretty cool job, even though it's not meta anymore. Even if every other melee DPS
I love how she calls it trick attack.
besides samurai can buff party damage, you'll always be the king to me. Hey, you should start a riot.
Watching me butcher your favorite jobs is part of the cringe experience that you can't walk away from.
Or something. If Sasuke were here, he would never stand for this. He would call Yoshi P a traitor against the Uchiha clan and destroy them all. Remember, bro, your tiny little daggers are enough. Anything over 4 inches is like overkill, right? Yeah, totally. Keep your head up, king. One day, you'll be strong again. D tier for don't stop believing Datebayo. Samurai
Ouch.
is a tough one. They nicknamed their sin Good Boy Stick.
My stickers, once this reaches 100, I guess they get another sticker.
Which means their only reason for fighting is validation from their waifu. And that means samurais aren't plugged into the alpha male podcast that shuns such simpery. No hate to the podcasters, but on a personal level, I kinda like it. I speak for all women when I say I love the type of person who will slice a man apart just to make me smile. I'm not gonna go further down that line of thought here on YouTube.
True.
I've got other websites for the way that makes me feel. Anyway, they're S tier for Sussy Baka. Dancer kills by seducing both the enemy and the DPS they partner. Every time a samurai or a reaper sees a dancer, they begin foaming at the mouth. They drop to their knees and scream, "Please, ma'am, please spare a bit of dance tether. I swear I'll make your esprit proc so good. Just give me a chance." When a dancer is present, there's a 5% chance the boss will drop immediately out of pure arousal from looking at that generic Thavnarian bustier glamour. The entire player base is all so weak to dancer, it makes us look stupid. No one even cared that their DPS was low in 6.0, because they still wanted that partner status. A tier. For anything you want, milady. Just give me that
That's so so good.
Icon Sage. I consider it S tier as well because they're doctors, which means they're wealthy. I imagine they make a lot of gil giving that newfangled laser plastic surgery to the Kardashians. Problem is that they sell the organs of Lalafels on the black market. So they're rich, but for how long? Until the paladins come knocking on their door? Hey.
Oh my god, this hits home. Feels bad.
If those Sultana simps try to start anything, Sage will show them the real reason people can't shut up about the phlegma memes. A tier for affluent. Black Mage would be a really good job if you just removed all AoEs from the game. Honestly, once Yoshi P decides to make this game even more casual friendly and does that, this will be S+ tier. It was in world first because having the audacity to bring Black Mage to Prague and thereby flexing your Gigabrain is part of the rotation. It may even eclipse Warrior through sheer style points alone. But as it stands now, Leylines is like a woman to them. They're way too eager to be inside one, and it's their sheer desperation alone that prevents them from ever getting that pink barse. A tier for
God.
White Mage. This much hatred and anger, if it were harnessed into another role, would make them very powerful. But because they're a healer, that's a real Keck W moment.
Feels bad.
As the kids say, no one likes this job. Not even white mages like this job. They made it out of spite, and because they hate pressing astrologian buttons. Satan forbid you end up in a duty with one, because there is only the cure one spammer, or the never healing until a size comes off cooldown player. No problem, job is working as intended. C tier, for couldn't get me to play this if you tried. Red.
I thought What Mage was actually good. Like, I get that not only the fact that a job is good is gonna land you into S tier, but you know, like when I wanted to start a healer, everyone was just like, play White Mage. But oh damn, it's so boring.
Instantly F tier, because you have to balance your white and black mana, which is a horrible idea. You should only use black mana spells so you can be as far from white mage as you can possibly be. I should really apologize for that one. They've got one hand on your throat and the other's clutching your balls in a vice grip, cooking you into being 50% healer. It's sad. They made all of the spells look really cool just to lure you into a false sense of security, and then bam, you have for raise. Disgusting. By the way, you should totally keep spamming Vercure on the tank when they go under 70% HP. The healer definitely appreciates it. F tier for fashionable, fancy, and forced humiliation tag on AO3. I don't know why people are surprised that Dark Knight has higher DPS this expansion, because everyone knows hitting the same buttons but harder means you do more damage. And believe me, the rage caused by playing this job will have you replacing your keyboard by the end of the tier. This job doesn't even want to be on the list because they hate conformity. They don't want to be labeled. Labels are for soup cans, XD. But that's all a front. Deep down inside, they would feel really flattered if they were on America's Most Wanted list. This is because they love the idea of being a vigilante, even though they are also a big fan of helping other people and being the picture of a Redditor nice guy or gal trademark, which actually means they're more paladin than paladin itself. F tier for failure to be sufficiently edgy. Better luck next time. Summoner looks like it's S tier because it gives you access to Dom Daddy Titan, but is actually F tier because it forces you to summon other things like stupid Bahamut and silly Phoenix. That's extremely cringe, and that means a lot coming from me. I don't know why anyone would ever want anything other than 100 McNuggets stacked on top of each other. D tier for D's Nugs. You were saved from F tier because you have a Catboy icon. But wait, that means it's actually F tier because Daddy Titan will never love you as much as he loves his Omega Catboy.
Ouch. Wow. Like, she's like the Eminem of the Final Fantasy scene. She just like unapologetically calls out everyone in her videos.
So yeah, it's F tier for fucking crushing my hopes and dreams. I will not put Blue Mage on this list because I stick by my principles. Blue Mages, you know what you did? Don't at me, don't even look at me. And if you want to be on this list, beg for it. Bard, this is S tier, and here's why. Imagine you're an enemy monster. Wait, no. Imagine you're fucking Bahamut, and this little dude with a flute and some arrows he got 8 years ago from a cat girl he may or may not have had carnal relations with in the Archers Guild. That person sings a little merry jig and is your downfall. You would be embarrassed to say the least. Only Chads play this job, and because it does the best damage out of all the ranged DPS, that makes it the best. That's what Reddit told me anyway, and Reddit is always always correct.
Always.
S tier for standstill. Machinist brought a gun to a knife fight, and a chainsaw, and a flamethrower. Basically, they brought the whole arsenal, and they still couldn't win against a guy with a bow harp. D tier.
Like, is every job that I want to play and enjoy it bad?
For down bad, atrociously. No, I'm sorry. I don't have anything else to say other than I hope the devs give you their meaty drill and it's full of potency buffs. Scholar, you brag about the fact that the fairy does all the healing. I mean, you think it's cool you just cast Broil and let the fairy cuck you out of your own role harder than the job designers did in the first place? Absolutely not. Cuck tier. And I'm just here to remind you that Eos will never make you a part of her dominatrix harem. Oh, what's that? Oh fuck, they're pulling out the Uno reverse card. Now we're the cucks because Scholar suffers from never not being meta.
This experience told me no. Oh god.
Syndrome. I should have seen this coming. You can never trust a Scholar main. Prepare for another 2 years of the chain stratagem dictatorship. Warrior is all 3 rules wrapped up into one, which would normally make it S tier, but now they're capable of spinning the boss around during a cleave, killing everyone in the party, and then soloing the boss from 95% until death, taking up 30 minutes of your life. Every time you queue in with a warrior, you are being cooked. No wonder Scholar likes them so much. Imagine being a game developer and you consider benediction such an overpowered skill that
like warriors historically have been World of Warcraft's baby for like years and years, and never have I ever thought that when I switched to FF that warriors would be Final Fantasy's baby too.
only one healer has it. It's on a 3-minute cooldown, and the animation delay can actually let the target perish before it even
I thought they
goes
were
off.
bad.
Just a warrior, 4 of those babies on a 25-second cooldown. Amazing. I give them warrior tier because no one else comes close. This is Warrior's game, and you should all say thank you for letting us play in it. So yeah, this is the ultimate Final Fantasy XIV tier list. That's right, I've settled it. You no longer need to watch any other tier list videos because they have no idea what they're talking about. They use worthless metrics like damage output and utility, but I use the clout meter, which is what gamers really care about. I mean, would you take the opinion of some guy with a deep monotone voice over mine? Don't be silly. You may not like the current state of the meta.
I love how like chair gets called out every few minutes. Feels bad. I don't know who I like more. I honestly don't.
But this is what peak degeneracy looks like. Now post your own job in the comments so we can point and laugh at you, nerd.
What?
It looks like. Now post your own job in the comments so we can point and laugh at you, nerd.
This is the part where I beg you not to take this strap seriously.
Introduction to the metaverse. For the low tiers, never fret. I brought a hearse. Stick it by. It's an outcome you can't reverse. Try to run and I promise the end will be much worse. If you're not a warrior, then you're on the chopping block. And if you're not a black mage and you're in...
She seems to agree with you about warrior.
It's on the clock. And if you're not a reaper, then you're in for a shock because this job's got the meta. Solid unlock.
I'm gonna take it for someone who's never done anything on week 1 ever. I got all this info from Reddit and YouTube, so I'm pretty sure it's accurate. What could go wrong? Yeah, doing stuff week 1 is overrated. That was a good one.